The eviction notice in Amara's pocket felt like a death sentence, but she had no idea it was actually her salvation. When she answered that desperate call for a live-in maid position, she thought she was just trying to save her dying grandmother's life. What she didn't know was that the mansion's cold, dangerous owner had been searching for her bloodline for 20 years. Han Jae-min wasn't just a feared Korean mafia boss on the edge of ruin. He was the keeper of secrets that would either restore his family's honor or get them both killed. And the lullaby Amara hummed to calm her grandmother's cough, it was the key to a hidden vault that powerful men had murdered for. But when you're the last living heir to a conspiracy that spans 2 decades, falling in love with your protector isn't just dangerous, it's potentially fatal. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever trusted someone with your life, because this story is about to prove that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is let someone save you. The eviction notice crinkled in Amara's jacket pocket as she wiped down the last table at Murphy's Cafe. Her hands moved in steady circles across the scarred wood. The manager had locked the doors for the final time yesterday. Now she counted coins for Evelyn's medication. $37, she whispered to the empty room. Her phone buzzed. A text from the employment agency. Immediate placement. Live-in maid. Cliffside mansion. References checked. Start today. Amara felt desperate. The pay would cover Evelyn's inhaler and the oxygen tank. She typed back quickly. Yes. Address? The response came with a location pin and one line. Ask for Madam Park. Bring overnight bag. An hour later, Amara stood before iron gates that stretched 12 feet high. Rain clouds gathered over Seoul's skyline. The mansion perched on a cliff like a glass and stone fortress. A woman in her 60s opened the service entrance. Her grey hair was pulled into a perfect bun. Her eyes were sharp. You are Amara Wells? Yes, ma'am. I brought my grandmother. She needs to stay close for medical reasons. Madam Park's expression didn't change. Ground floor suite only. No access to upper levels after 9 p.m. No questions about family business. I understand. Follow me. The hallways stretched longer than Amara expected. Cameras tracked their movement from every corner. She memorized the routes to the kitchen, laundry, and back stairs. Evelyn would need clear paths to her oxygen tanks. Your grandmother's room, Madam Park said, opening a door near the service entrance. Yours is upstairs. You will refuse the upstairs room. I need to stay near my grandmother. Smart choice. The old wing can be unsettling at night. Madam Park led her to a small room beside Evelyn's. It had a single bed and a window facing the gardens. Clean and simple. Duties begin at 6 a.m. Kitchen, prep, cleaning, laundry rotation. Stay away from the foundation. Hall after dark. Why? Madam Park's voice was sharp. No questions, remember? A black sedan pulled up the circular drive. The engine was silent but powerful. Madam Park's shoulders tensed. He's here early, she whispered. Through the window, Amara watched a man step from the car. Tall, lean, wearing a dark suit that fit him perfectly. His black hair was combed back from his face. Even from a distance, she could see the careful control in every movement. Han Jae-min? Amara asked. Mr. Han to you. Stay out of his way today. The front door closed with a soft click. The house fell completely silent. Amara felt afraid. Morning came too early. Amara checked on Evelyn, who slept peacefully with her oxygen monitor glowing green. The medication was working. In the kitchen, she found yesterday's dishes stacked beside the sink. 3 place settings, 2 had been used, 1 sat untouched. Footsteps echoed from the main hallway. Male voices, low and urgent. Package the severance. No references. The voice was calm, controlled. Security escort to the gate. Yes, sir, another man replied. Clean the office. New locks by noon. Amara focused on the dishes. She could hear them walking toward the foyer. The breach was internal, the controlled voice continued. Min Seok will handle the replacement interviews. A woman's voice joined them, shaky, nervous. Mr. Han, I can explain. No explanation needed. Your access is revoked. Silence. Then the soft sound of the front door closing. Amara dried the dishes slowly. Her hands didn't shake, but her stomach tightened. She had worked for demanding employers before. This felt different, dangerous. The kitchen door swung open. Han Jae-min walked in. He was younger than she expected, maybe 32. His face was sharp, beautiful in a cold way. His eyes were dark brown, almost black. When they found hers, she felt exposed. "You're the new hire?" "Yes, sir." Amara Wells. He studied her hands. They were steady on the dish towel. "Your grandmother is comfortable?" "Yes, sir. Thank you for allowing her to stay." Madam Park mentioned medical equipment. "The kitchen has been stocked with her dietary needs." Amara felt surprised. "That's very kind." "Not kind. Practical. Distracted employees make mistakes." His voice was flat, businesslike. But something shifted in his expression when he mentioned Evelyn. Just for a second. He turned to leave, then paused. "The old wing is off limits without escort. Madam Park told me. May I ask why?" "Structural concerns. Old foundation, narrow stairs." Amara nodded but felt he wasn't telling her everything. After he left, she finished the dishes and moved to the main floors. The mansion was beautiful. High ceilings, expensive art, furniture that looked both modern and timeless. Everything was clean, organized, perfect. In the old wing, the hallway felt different, darker. The walls were stone instead of drywall. The floors were wide, wooden planks that creaked under her feet. She ran her duster along the baseboards and noticed something odd. A carved symbol in one of the support beams, intricate lines forming a pattern she recognized. Amara felt her breath catch. She pulled her mother's pendant from inside her shirt. The pattern was identical. "Miss Wells." She spun around. Madam Park stood in the doorway. "I thought I told you to avoid this area. I was cleaning. I found this carving." Madam Park looked at the beam, then at Amara's pendant. Her face went pale. "Put that away, now. It's just a necklace. My mother left it to me." "Your mother?" Madam Park's voice was quiet. "What was her name?" "Sarah Wells. She died when I was 8. And her family?" "I don't know much. She said they came from old money but lost everything." Amara tucked the pendant back under her shirt. "Why?" Madam Park turned away. "Finish the main floors. Stay out of the old wing." That evening, Amara sat with Evelyn in her room. Her grandmother's breathing was better with the new oxygen concentrator. The medication seemed to be helping too. "This is a nice place," Evelyn said. Her voice was soft but clear. "Reminds me of the old houses back home." "What old houses?" "The ones your mother used to draw. She had such detailed pictures. Always said she dreamed about them." Amara felt curious. "She never told me about dreams. She had a lot of secrets, that girl. But she loved you more than anything." A nail fell from the loose floorboard under Amara's feet. When she picked it up, she noticed the wood beneath was carved with the same symbol as the beam. Her stomach tightened. This wasn't coincidence. 2 days later, Amara was organizing the linen closet when voices carried from the service entrance. Angry voices. "Time's up, sweetheart. Your boss at the cafe gave us this address." She recognized the accent. Debt collectors from her old neighborhood. "I told you. I need 2 more days," Amara said. Her voice was steady, but her hands shook. "My grandmother needed medication. 2 days, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. You owe 300. Now." Amara felt trapped. She had $140. Not enough. "Please. I just started this job. I can pay you Friday." "Friday's too late. We take collateral now." Starting with the old lady's breathing machine. "No." Amara's voice was sharp. "You can't take medical equipment. Watch us." Footsteps on gravel. They were walking toward the house. Then another set of footsteps, heavier, controlled. "Gentlemen." Han Jae-min's voice cut through the evening air. Calm, quiet, deadly. "We got business with the girl," one of the collectors said. "Private business. Not on my property." Silence stretched for long seconds. Amara crept to the window and looked out. Jae-min stood between the collectors and the house. He hadn't raised his voice. His hands stayed loose at his sides, but everything about his posture screamed danger. "The debt is 300, one collector said. His voice was less confident now. Jae-min pulled out his phone. 3 quick taps. Payment confirmed. Account closed. "Hey, we appreciate the help, but you're leaving now." This time, there was no mistaking the threat. The collectors backed toward their car. "Sure thing. No problem here." They drove away quickly. Amara stepped onto the service porch. "You didn't have to. They won't return. I pay my own debts. Not when they threaten medical equipment. His eyes found hers. Your grandmother needs that machine. Amara felt angry and grateful at the same time. I don't want to owe you. You don't owe me anything. You work here. I protect what's mine. Something in his phrasing made her uncomfortable. I'm not yours to protect. Jae-min studied her face. No, you're not. He walked back toward the house. At the door, he paused. The debt was handled through proper channels. No personal obligation. After he left, Amara sat on the porch steps. Rain began to fall. She felt safe and unsettled at the same time. A camera above the gate turned toward her. The red light blinked once. Someone was watching. That night, Amara couldn't sleep. She checked on Evelyn twice, making sure the oxygen concentrator was working properly. The old house creaked and settled around them. At midnight, she went to the kitchen for tea. The main floors were dark except for security lights in the hallways. Footsteps on the stairs. Jae-min appeared in the kitchen doorway. Can't sleep either? He asked. Tea helps Evelyn's cough. I was making extra. He sat at the small table by the window. The collectors won't come back. My payment went through their company, not to them directly. Thank you. But I meant what I said about paying my own debts. I know you did. His voice was different in the dark kitchen, quieter, less controlled. Can I ask you something? Amara said. Ask. The old wing. What are you really protecting me from? Jae-min was quiet for a long time. History. My family's history. What kind of history? The kind that gets people hurt. Amara poured tea into 2 cups. She set one in front of him. My grandmother says every house has secrets. Most of them aren't worth hiding from. This one is. He picked up the tea but didn't drink. Some secrets protect people. Others destroy them. Which kind are yours? Both. The silence stretched between them. Amara felt like he wanted to say more but couldn't. I should get back to Evelyn, she said. Amara. Her name sounded different in his voice, less formal. Be careful in the old wing, please. She looked at his face in the dim light. For just a moment, the control slipped. She saw worry. Real worry. I will. Walking back to her room, Amara felt something shift between them. He wasn't just her employer anymore. He was becoming something else, something dangerous. The next morning brought new routines. Min Seok, Jae-min's right hand, introduced himself while Amara prepared breakfast. He was tall, lean, with careful eyes and a respectful bow. Miss Wells, I'll be coordinating household security. Security for what? General precautions. You'll notice some changes. Additional locks, camera updates, modified schedules. Amara felt nervous. Is there a specific threat? Just precautions, Min Seok said. His voice was calm, but his eyes were alert. Your grandmother's medical appointments will include escort services. That's not necessary, Mr. Han insists. In the afternoon, Amara helped Evelyn to the main sitting room. The old woman moved slowly but steadily with her portable oxygen tank. This is beautiful, Evelyn said, looking at the view through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Like a castle. More like a fortress, Amara said. Jae-min appeared in the doorway. When he saw Evelyn, something shifted in his expression. The hard edges softened. Mrs. Wells, I hope you're comfortable. Very comfortable, thank you. Evelyn's voice was warm. Amara says you've been very kind about the medical equipment. It's nothing. It's everything to us. Jae-min knelt beside Evelyn's chair. The gesture surprised Amara. He spoke gently. The oxygen concentrator has a backup battery. If there's ever a power issue, it will continue running for 6 hours. You thought of everything, Evelyn said. I try to. Evelyn hummed a soft melody while she looked out the window. Amara recognized it. The lullaby their mother used to sing. Jae-min went completely still. That song, he said quietly. It's old, Evelyn said. Been in our family for generations. Amara's mother used to sing it every night. May I hear more? Evelyn hummed a few more bars. The melody was haunting, beautiful. It seemed to echo in the old walls. Jae-min stood abruptly. Excuse me. He left the room quickly. Through the window, Amara saw his reflection pause in the hallway. His jaw was tight. Strange man, Evelyn said, but kind. There's old sadness in him. What do you mean? The way he looked when I hummed, like the song hurt him. That evening, Amara was folding laundry when Madam Park found her. "Miss Wells," a word. They walked to the kitchen. Madam Park poured coffee for both of them. "Your grandmother's song. Where did she learn it?" "Family tradition, I think." "Why?" "That melody. It's connected to this house, to the old foundation." Amara felt her stomach tighten. "What kind of connection?" "There are stories. Old stories about families who served as caretakers, guardians. They called them keepers. Keepers of what? Secrets, protections, ways to preserve what mattered when everything else fell apart." Madam Park's voice was careful, measured. "The song was like a key. It could open things that were meant to stay closed. That's just superstition, maybe. But this house has been in the Han family for 4 generations. And for 4 generations, they've looked for the right keeper." Amara's breath caught. I think you should be very careful about what songs you sing in the old wing." That night, Amara lay awake thinking about Madam Park's words. Family stories about old houses and lost money, her mother's drawings of places she'd never seen, the pendant that matched the carved symbol. At 2 a.m., she gave up on sleep. She walked quietly to the old wing. The hallway was dark except for emergency lighting. She found the carved beam and knelt beside it. The symbol was intricate, beautiful, definitely hand-carved. Almost without thinking, she began to hum her mother's lullaby. On the 3rd bar, she heard a soft click. A section of the wall had shifted. Behind it was a narrow opening, just wide enough for one person. Amara felt terrified and curious at the same time. She pulled out her phone's flashlight and stepped through the opening. The space beyond was small, cramped, stone walls, low ceiling. In the center was a metal box, old but well-maintained. The lid was carved with the same symbol as her pendant. Her hands shook as she opened it. Inside were papers, old documents with official seals, letters in faded ink, and at the bottom, a leather journal. The first page made her stomach drop. "Property of the keeper, bloodline verified. Emergency protocols enclosed." Her mother's maiden name was written at the top in careful script. Sarah Chen, last verified keeper, Han family estate. Amara felt her breath catch. Her mother hadn't been Sarah Wells. She'd been Sarah Chen, and she'd been connected to this house her entire life. Footsteps in the hallway. Someone was coming. Amara grabbed the journal and closed the metal box. She slipped through the opening just as the wall panel clicked back into place. "Amara?" Jamin stood at the end of the hallway. His voice was quiet but urgent. "I heard something. Are you all right?" She clutched the journal behind her back. "I couldn't sleep. I was just walking." He moved closer. In the dim light, she could see the concern in his eyes. "This area isn't safe at night. The floor isn't stable. I'm sorry. I'll go back to my room." "Wait." He stopped in front of her. "You were humming again." "Was I? The same song your grandmother sang." Amara felt trapped. "It's just a habit. That song. It meant something to someone I lost." His voice was soft, vulnerable. Amara felt her defenses weaken. "Someone important? My wife." She used to hum it when she couldn't sleep. His eyes found hers. "She died 2 years ago. Car accident. I'm sorry. She was pregnant. We lost everything." The admission hung between them. Amara felt her heart break a little. "I can stop singing it," she said. "No, don't stop." His voice was rough. "It's the only time I hear her anymore." They stood in the dark hallway, not touching, but connected by shared loss. "I should let you sleep," Jamin said. "Good night." He walked toward the main stairs. At the corner he paused. "Amara, if you need anything, any time of night, don't hesitate." After he left, Amara hurried to her room. She hid the journal under her mattress and lay awake until dawn. She was connected to this house, to this family, to him, and she had no idea what that meant. Morning brought answers and new questions. While Evelyn slept, Amara read the journal in careful increments. The keeper tradition went back generations. Each keeper was bound to a specific family, responsible for maintaining emergency protocols during times of crisis. The journal detailed hidden assets, clean bank accounts, and escape routes. But it also mentioned something else, a final protocol that could only be activated by the rightful keeper using blood verification and vocal authentication. The lullaby wasn't just a song, It was a key. At lunch, Amara found Jae-min in his study. The room was lined with books and expensive electronics. He looked up when she knocked. "I need to ask you something," she said. "Come in." She closed the door behind her. "How much do you know about keepers?" His entire body went still. "Why are you asking?" "Because I found something. In the old wing." Jae-min stood slowly. "Show me." They walked to the foundation hall together. Amara knelt beside the carved beam and hummed the lullaby. The wall panel clicked open. Jae-min stared at the opening. "How long have you known?" "Since last night." "And the journal?" "Hidden in my room." He was quiet for a long time. When he spoke, his voice was careful, controlled. "My family has been looking for the right keeper for 20 years. The last one died with no clear successor. My mother, Sarah Chen. She disappeared when I was 12. My father spent his entire life trying to find her or her child." Amara felt overwhelmed. "What do the protocols do?" "Protect the family legacy when everything else fails. Clean funds, verified accounts, legal documentation that can't be touched by outside interference." "Why do you need protection?" Jae-min's jaw tightened. "Because my family's enemies are patient. They've spent 2 decades destroying our reputation, our business connections, our political influence. The only thing they haven't touched is what's hidden in that room. What's in there? Proof, evidence of who's really behind the attacks. Bank records showing the real money trail. Documents that could restore everything we've lost. But you need a keeper to access it. I need you to access it." The way he said it made her nervous. "What if I say no? Then my family's legacy dies with me, and the people responsible for destroying us get away with it." Amara felt the weight of the decision. "What do you want from me?" "Partnership. You help me restore what was stolen. I make sure you and your grandmother are protected for life." "Protected from what?" Before he could answer, Min Seok appeared at the end of the hallway. His face was grim. "Sir, we have a problem." Jae-min stepped away from the opening. The wall panel closed automatically. "What kind of problem?" "External surveillance. Professional level. Someone's been watching the house for 3 days." Amara felt her blood chill. "How many?" "At least 2 teams. Rotating shifts." Jae-min's expression hardened. "Do they know about her?" Min Seok glanced at Amara. "We have to assume yes." "What does that mean?" Amara asked. Jae-min turned to her. His eyes were dark, determined. "It means they know you're here, and they know what you can do." "Who are they?" "The people who killed your mother." The hallway seemed to tilt around her. Amara felt her breath catch. "My mother died in a car accident." "No," Jae-min said quietly. "She didn't." The truth hit Amara like cold water. She gripped the stone wall to steady herself. "You're lying." "I wish I was." Jae-min's voice was gentle but firm. "Sarah Chen was murdered because someone wanted to prevent the protocols from being activated." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I needed you to trust me first. Before you knew how dangerous this really is." Amara felt angry and scared at the same time. "I have a right to know." "You do. And now you do know." He stepped closer. "The question is what we do about it." Min Seok cleared his throat. "Sir, we should move this conversation inside." They walked to Jae-min's study. He locked the door and activated a small device that hummed quietly on his desk. "Interference generator," he explained. "No one can listen in." Amara sat down heavily. "Tell me everything. 20 years ago, your mother was the verified keeper for my family. She had access to emergency funds and evidence that could protect us from hostile takeovers." "What kind of evidence?" "She was not..." "Financial records proving that Seo Jin-wook and his associates have been systematically destroying legitimate businesses to acquire their assets illegally." The name meant nothing to Amara. "Who is Seo Jin-wook?" "The man who wants you dead." Her stomach tightened. "Why?" "Because you're the only person who can access the evidence that would put him in prison for life." Jae-min pulled out a tablet and showed her a photograph. A man in his late 40s with cold eyes and an expensive suit. Jin-wook runs a consortium that appears legitimate on the surface. Underneath, it's built on fraud, extortion, and murder. Your mother discovered the connection 20 years ago, so he killed her. He tried to. She escaped with you to America. Took your father's name, created new identities, kept you hidden. Then how did he find her? She made contact with my father when you turned 18. She wanted to activate the protocols and expose Jin Wook's crimes. Someone intercepted the communication. Amara felt sick. The car accident. Staged. Professional job. Made to look random. The silence stretched between them. Amara tried to process everything. "Why should I trust you?" she asked finally. "Because I'm the only person standing between you and Jin Wook's people right now. You could be lying about everything." "I could be. But your grandmother is here, in my house, under my protection. If I wanted to hurt you, I wouldn't need elaborate stories." That was true. Amara felt confused and trapped. "What do you want me to do?" "Access the protocols, retrieve the evidence. Let me use it to destroy Jin Wook before he destroys us. And if I refuse?" Jamin's expression was honest, direct. "Then I'll do everything I can to keep you safe anyway. But we'll all be living on borrowed time." A soft knock on the door. Min Seok's voice. "Sir, phone call. It's urgent." Jamin answered the call on speaker. "Mr. Han." The voice was unfamiliar, polite, dangerous. "I believe you have something that belongs to me. Jin Wook." Jamin's voice was ice cold. "Nothing here belongs to you. The Chen girl. Her bloodline is my property by right of elimination. I'll be collecting her soon." Amara felt terror spike through her chest. "You won't get near her," Jamin said. "Really? Take a look at your security cameras. Driveway entrance." Jamin pulled up the camera feed on his tablet. A black van sat just outside the gate. Men in dark clothing stood beside it. "Demonstration of reach only," Jin Wook said. "I could take her now if I wanted, but I prefer cooperation. What do you want?" "The girl, unharmed. In exchange, your family keeps the house and I forget about past grievances. No deal. 24 hours to reconsider. After that, I take what I need and burn the rest." The line went dead. Jamin looked at the tablet. The van was gone. "How many men?" he asked Min Seok. "6 visible, probably more in reserve. House security? Locked down. All access points monitored. But if they want in badly enough, they'll get in." Jamin finished the thought. "How long before backup arrives?" 2 hours for the full team. 30 minutes for emergency response." Amara stood up. "I'm not hiding behind your men while people get hurt because of me. You're not responsible for this. I'm the reason they're here. No. Jin Wook's greed is the reason they're here. Your mother's courage is the reason we can stop him." Amara felt torn. "What's in those protocols that's worth killing for?" "Bank records showing exactly how Jin Wook acquired his empire. Shell companies, bribed officials, murdered competitors. 20 years of evidence. Why didn't your family use it before?" "Because only a verified keeper can access it. The biometric locks require your specific bloodline and vocal pattern. What if the system doesn't recognize me? Then we're all dead anyway." The brutal honesty steadied her somehow. Amara felt her decision crystallizing. "If I do this, Evelyn stays protected no matter what happens to Fowler." "Me." "Agreed. And if we succeed, you help me disappear. New identities, clean documents, enough money to keep her comfortable." "You'd leave?" Something in his voice made her pause. "Why would I stay?" Jamin looked at her for a long moment. "No reason. You're right to want safety." But his eyes said something different. "We should move quickly," Min Seok said. "Jin Wook's people will probe our defenses tonight." "Agreed." "Amara, are you ready?" She thought about her mother, about the courage it must have taken to keep running, to keep her daughter hidden, to finally reach out for help. "I'm ready." They returned to the old wing together. This time, when Amara opened the hidden panel, Jamin followed her inside. The space was larger than she'd realized. The walls were lined with metal filing cabinets and electronic equipment that looked decades old but well maintained. "Biometric scanner," Jamin said, pointing to a panel near the back wall. "Place your hand here." Amara pressed her palm against the scanner. A red light swept across her skin. "Vocal authentication required," a computerized voice announced. "Sing the lullaby," Jamin said. "All of it." Amara took a deep breath and began to sing. The melody echoed strangely in the small space, as if the walls were designed to amplify certain frequencies. The scanner beeped. Lights began flashing on equipment throughout the room. "Authentication complete. Welcome, Keeper. Please select desired protocol." A screen flickered to life showing a menu of options. Financial records, Jamin said quietly. Start there. Amara touched the screen. Files began opening automatically. Bank statements, wire transfer records, shell company documents. The evidence was overwhelming. This is enough to destroy him, she whispered. It's enough to destroy half the criminal infrastructure in Seoul, Jamin said. Your mother was thorough. They copied files to an encrypted drive. As they worked, Amara felt a strange connection to the room, to the equipment, to the purpose behind it all. She knew this day would come, she said. She knew someone would finish what she started. A soft alarm chimed from Jamin's phone. Perimeter breach, he said. We need to go. They sealed the room and hurried back to the main house. Min-seok was waiting with 2 other men in tactical gear. 3 vehicles approaching. Fast and quiet. How long? 5 minutes. Jamin turned to Amara. Take Evelyn to the safe room. It's behind the kitchen pantry. Steel walls, independent air supply, communications equipment. What about you? I'll handle Jin Wook's people. You can't fight them alone. I won't be alone. He gestured to Min-seok and the tactical team. This is what we do. Amara felt terrified for him. What if something happens to you? Then Min-seok will get you out safely. The evidence is copied. You can expose Jin Wook from anywhere. That's not what I meant. Their eyes met. In the dim light, she could see the same fear she felt. Not for themselves, but for each other. I know what you meant, he said quietly. The sound of engines grew louder. Go, Jamin said. Keep her safe. Amara ran to Evelyn's room. Her grandmother was awake, sitting calmly on the edge of her bed. Time to go, dear? Evelyn asked. How did you... I hear everything in this old house, and I've been around long enough to know when trouble comes calling. They moved quickly to the safe room. It was exactly as Jamin had described. Steel walls, comfortable seating, enough supplies for several days. Amara locked them inside and activated the communications panel. Min-seok, can you hear me? Copy. You're secure? Yes. What's happening out there? Jin Wook's people are testing our defenses, probing for weak spots. Through the audio feed, Amara could hear movement throughout the house. Careful, professional, dangerous. Where's Jamin? Main hallway. He's trying to draw them away from your position. A sound like breaking glass echoed through the comm system. Contact. Min-seok's voice was calm but urgent. 3 hostiles, east wing. Copy. Moving to intercept. The sound of gunfire. Brief, controlled bursts. Amara felt her heart racing. Evelyn took her hand. He'll be all right, dear. Men like that don't die easy. How can you be sure? Because he's got something worth living for now. More sounds from outside. Shouting, running footsteps, engines revving. Then silence. Long, terrible silence. Min-seok? Amara spoke into the comm. Status report. Nothing. Min-seok, please respond. Static. Anyone, please. What's happening? A new voice came through the speaker. Not Min-seok. Not Jamin. Hello, Miss Chen. My name is Seo Jin Wook. I believe we need to talk. Amara felt ice in her veins. I have your employer and his men. They're alive, but that could change quickly. What do you want? The same thing I've always wanted. You. Let them go. I'll come out. I'm afraid it's not that simple. You see, I need access to those protocols, and I need to be absolutely sure you won't cause problems later. What are you saying? I'm saying that everyone you care about dies unless you cooperate completely. Starting with the old woman. Evelyn squeezed Amara's hand. Don't you dare give in to him. Ah, she's listening. How convenient. Jin Wook's voice was pleasant, conversational. Mrs. Wells, your granddaughter, has something that belongs to me. I suggest you encourage her to be reasonable. I suggest you go to hell, Evelyn said loudly. Jin Wook laughed. Spirited. I can see where the girl gets it from. A new sound through the comm. A phone ringing. That's your grandmother's room phone, Jin Wook said. I'm calling from right outside her door. Amara felt panic surge through her. She's not in her room. I know exactly where she is. Safe rooms are only safe if no one knows about them. You're bluffing. Am I? Let me prove otherwise. The lights in the safe room flickered and went out. Emergency power kicked in, bathing everything in red light. Independent power supply, Jinwook said. Very thorough, but not impenetrable. Amara heard something she hadn't noticed before, a soft, hissing sound. Gas line, Evelyn whispered. He's found the gas line. You have 10 minutes of air, Jinwook said. After that, you'll start feeling sleepy. After 15 minutes, you'll lose consciousness. After 20 minutes, you'll die. You're killing innocent people. I'm recovering stolen property. Nothing more. Amara looked around the safe room. There had to be another way out. Emergency exit, ventilation shaft, something. Nothing. The hissing grew louder. Time's running out, Miss Chen. Will you save your grandmother's life, or will you let pride kill her? Evelyn's breathing was already becoming labored. Amara felt her choice narrow to a single point. Stop the gas. I'll come out. Wise decision. Open the door slowly, hands visible. Amara unlocked the safe room. The door swung open to reveal Jinwook standing in the kitchen. He was smaller than his photograph, but his presence filled the room. Behind him stood 4 men with guns. Professional, alert, dangerous. Miss Chen, you're smaller than I expected. Where are Jamin and his men? Alive, secured. As long as you cooperate, they'll stay that way. What do you want me to do? Access the protocols, download everything, transfer it to my people. And then you disappear. Permanently. Amara felt cold certainty. He was going to kill them all anyway. I need guarantees. You're not in a position to negotiate. Yes, I am. Because if you kill me, you never get what you want. The system is biometric, locked. No one else can access it. Jinwook considered this. What guarantees do you want? My grandmother goes free, right now. Before I access anything. Impossible. Then we all die here. Because I won't help you hurt innocent people. The standoff stretched for long seconds. Jinwook's men shifted nervously. You'd die for principle? Jinwook asked. I'd die to keep you from winning. Something shifted in his expression. Respect, maybe, or calculation. Very well. The old woman goes free. But you come with me. Where? To access the protocols. Under my supervision. Amara nodded. Help her to her medication first. Jinwook gestured to one of his men. They assisted Evelyn to her portable oxygen tank. Go to the gate, Amara told her grandmother. Wait for help to come. I'm not leaving you. You have to. This is the only way to keep everyone safe. Evelyn looked at Jinwook with pure hatred. If you hurt her, I'll make sure the world knows what kind of monster you are. Empty threats from a dying woman, Jinwook said. I'm not dead yet. They watched Evelyn walk slowly toward the service entrance. One of Jinwook's men escorted her to the gate. Now, Jinwook said, the protocols. They walked to the old wing. Jinwook studied the carved beam with interest. Clever hiding place. Your mother chose well. Don't talk about my mother. She was a remarkable woman, stubborn, brave, ultimately foolish. Amara hummed the lullaby. The panel opened. Inside the hidden room, Jinwook's eyes gleamed as he saw the equipment. 20 years of searching, finally. Amara placed her palm on the biometric scanner. Sang the vocal authentication. The system came online. Download everything. Jinwook ordered. It'll take time. The files are large. We have time. As the download progressed, Amara tried to think of a way out. Jinwook had 2 men with him in the small space, more outside. Why did you wait so long? She asked. You could have taken me any time in the past week. I needed to be sure you were the right person. Blood tests, vocal analysis, behavioral patterns. You passed every verification. Blood tests? When? Your coffee cup at the old cafe. Very helpful. The download reached 50%. What happens to Jamin and his men? That depends on you. If you cause problems, they die. If you cooperate fully, they live. Define, cooperate fully. You disappear. New identity, new life, far from soul. You never mention the protocols or what you've seen here. And if I refuse, then everyone you care about dies slowly. The download reached 75%. You know I can't trust you, Amara said. No, you can't, but you can hope I'm a man of my word. Are you? We'll find out. The download completed. Jinwook's man handed him an encrypted drive containing everything. Excellent. Thank you, Miss Chen. You've been most helpful. He gestured for his men to secure her hands. You said you'd let them live. I said it depended on your cooperation. Unfortunately, you've seen too much. You know too much. You are too much. They bound her wrists with plastic ties. There is one last thing I need, Jin-wook said. The location of your mother's backup files. There are no backup files. There are always backup files. Your mother was too careful to put everything in one location. I don't know about any backup files. We'll see. They walked back toward the main house. Jin-wook's men were efficient, professional, no wasted movement. In the main hallway, Amara saw Jae-min. He was kneeling in the center of the foyer, hands bound behind his back. Blood trickled from a cut on his forehead, but his eyes were alert, dangerous. When he saw her, relief and fury warred in his expression. Are you hurt? He asked. I'm fine. Did he get what he wanted? Yes, Jin-wook smiled. Touching reunion. Mr. Han, your employee has been most cooperative. Let her go. You have what you came for. Almost. There's still the matter of the backup files. Jae-min's expression didn't change. What backup files? The ones your precious keeper's mother hid somewhere in this house. The files that contain the really damaging evidence. There are no backup files. Mr. Han, I've been hunting your family's secrets for 20 years. I know there are backup files. Jin-wook pulled out a gun. He pointed it at Amara's head. Tell me where they are, or I kill her right now. I already told you, Amara said. I don't know about any backup files. Then perhaps some motivation is in order. He turned the gun toward Jae-min. No, Amara said quickly. Don't. Then, tell me what I want to know. I can't tell you what I don't know. Jin-wook's finger tightened on the trigger. Wait. Jae-min's voice was calm, controlled. I know where they are. Amara felt her heart stop. Where? My father's study, behind the bookshelf, hidden, safe, voice activated. Show me. They walked to the study. Jae-min spoke clearly to a section of bookshelf. Han Family Protocol 7. Nothing happened. Jin-wook's expression darkened. You're lying. The system's been offline since my father died. It requires biometric reset. Reset it. I need access to the main computer. Jin-wook gestured to his men. They moved Jae-min to the desk. As he worked at the computer, Jae-min's fingers moved carefully across the keyboard. To Jin-wook, it looked like he was accessing security systems. Actually, he was sending a distress signal. There, Jae-min said. System reset. Voice command should work now. Show me. Jae-min spoke to the bookshelf again. This time, a section swung open, revealing a small safe. Open it. Jae-min pressed his thumb to a scanner. The safe clicked open. Inside were documents, backup drives, and what looked like insurance policies. Jin-wook grabbed everything. Finally, as he examined the contents, his expression changed. Confusion, then anger. These are blank. What? The drives are empty. The documents are forgeries. Jin-wook turned on Jae-min with fury. You played me. Yes, I did. Where are the real backup files? There are no real backup files. Everything was in the protocols. You're lying. I'm telling the truth. My father never believed in backup systems. Too many points of failure. Jin-wook studied his face for a long moment. Then he smiled coldly. It doesn't matter. I have what I need to destroy the evidence, and I have you both. He raised his gun. At that moment, every light in the house went out. In the darkness, Amara heard movement, fast, violent, purposeful. A gunshot, a cry of pain, heavy footsteps. Emergency lighting kicked in, bathing everything in red. Jin-wook was on the ground, clutching his shoulder. His gun lay several feet away. Min-seok stood over him, weapon trained on his chest. Sir, are you injured? We're fine. Jae-min was already cutting Amara's bonds. Status report. Jin-wook's remaining men are secured. Local authorities are en route. How did you? Your distress signal activated our backup team. They were staged outside the perimeter. Jin-wook struggled to sit up. This isn't over. Yes, Jae-min said quietly. It is. He handed Min-seok the encrypted drive containing the protocol files. Make copies. Send them to our allies in the prosecutor's office, the Financial Crimes Unit, and the International Task Force. Understood. Amara felt overwhelmed. Is it really over? For Jin-wook, yes. His organization will take longer to dismantle. What about us? What do you mean? I mean, she struggled to find the words. What happens now? Jae-min looked at her for a long moment. That depends on what you want to happen. Before she could answer, sirens echoed from outside. The authorities were arriving. We should check on Evelyn, Amara said. They found her at the gate, safe and furious. About time, she said when she saw them. I was ready to storm that house myself. Amara hugged her grandmother tightly. Are you all right? Fine. Just old and tired of being threatened by small men with guns. As the police took Jin-wook and his men into custody, Amara stood with Jae-min on the front steps. What happens to the evidence? She asked. Justice, finally. And your family's reputation will be restored. Thanks to you. Thanks to my mother. Thanks to both of you. The night air was cool, clean. Seoul spread out below them, lights twinkling in the darkness. I should start looking for a new job, Amara said. New place to live. Should you? The threat's over. You don't need protection anymore. We don't need protection anymore. That's true. So this was just business. Temporary arrangement. Is that what you think? Amara felt uncertain. I don't know what to think. Jae-min turned to face her fully. Then let me be clear. This was never just business for me. What was it? Something I thought I'd lost forever. Something I didn't think I deserved. What? Hope. The word hung between them in the quiet night. Hope for what? For a future that isn't built on grief. For a home that isn't a mausoleum. For someone who sees past the control to what's underneath. Amara felt her defenses crumbling. What's underneath? Someone who would do anything to keep you safe. Not because you're useful, but because you're... Because I'm what? Because you're everything. The words hit Amara like a physical blow. Everything she'd been trying not to feel crashed over her at once. Jae-min, I know it's complicated. I know this started wrong. But what I feel for you isn't complicated at all. She looked at his face in the dim light. The careful control was gone. He was completely open, completely vulnerable. I'm scared, she whispered. Of me? Of this? Of trusting someone with that much power over me? I don't want power over you. I want to be your equal. How can we be equal? You own everything. I own nothing. You own my heart. That makes you the powerful one. Amara felt tears threatening. Don't say things you don't mean. I've never meant anything more in my life. Before she could respond, Min Seok appeared at the door. Sir, the prosecutors want to debrief Miss Wells about the protocols. Can it wait until morning? They're insistent. High-profile case. Need to move quickly. Jae-min sighed. We'll be right in. The next few hours blurred together. Police interviews, prosecutor questions, evidence documentation. Amara told her story dozens of times to dozens of officials. By dawn, she was exhausted. That's enough for now, the lead prosecutor said. We'll need follow-up interviews, but Miss Wells can rest. Jae-min walked her back to the house. In the morning light, everything looked different. Cleaner, somehow. I should check on Evelyn, Amara said. They found her grandmother in the kitchen, making breakfast for the remaining security team. About time you two showed up, Evelyn said. These boys are half-starved. Grandmother, you don't have to cook for everyone. I want to. Feels good to be useful. She looked at Amara and Jae-min standing carefully apart from each other. You two had your talk yet? Evelyn, Amara said, embarrassed. What? I'm old, not blind. The way you look at each other could power this whole house. Jae-min smiled. Your grandmother is very observant. My grandmother is very nosy. Same thing, Evelyn said cheerfully. Over the next week, life settled into new patterns. The media attention was intense, but manageable. Jin-wook's arrest made headlines across Seoul. The evidence from the protocols led to a dozen more arrests. Amara found herself staying busy with prosecutor interviews and court preparations, but underneath the activity, tension simmered between her and Jae-min. They were polite, careful, professional. The easy intimacy from before felt fragile, uncertain. You're avoiding him, Evelyn observed one evening. I'm not avoiding anyone. Child, you haven't been in the same room as that man for more than 5 minutes in 3 days. We're both busy. You're both scared. Amara, set down her teacup. Of what? Of what happens next? The crisis is over. No more excuses to stay close. Maybe staying close isn't what's best. For who? For you or for him? For both of us. We come from completely different worlds. So did your parents. Your mother was from old money. Your father was a mechanic. And look how that ended. Evelyn's voice was gentle. Your mother had 20 happy years with your father. She never regretted following her heart. She died because of it. She died because evil people do evil things. Not because she loved your father. That night, Amara couldn't sleep. She walked through the house, thinking about her mother, about choices, about the difference between safety and happiness. She found herself in the old wing, standing beside the carved beam where everything had started. Can't sleep. Jamin's voice came from the shadows. He stepped into the dim light. Too many thoughts, she said. About what? About what comes next? For you and Evelyn? For all of us? He moved closer. What are you thinking? I'm thinking that this house is too big for one person. It is. And that Evelyn likes cooking for people. She does. And that, maybe, running away isn't always the answer. Maybe not. They stood in the quiet hallway, not touching but connected. What do you want, Amara? I want to stop being afraid. Of me? Of myself? Of wanting things I shouldn't want. What things? You. This. A home that isn't built on secrets and fear. What if it could be built on something else? What? Trust, partnership, love. The word hung between them. What if you break my heart? She whispered. What if you break mine? I don't know how to do this. Neither do I. We'll figure it out together. Amara felt her last defenses crumbling. This is crazy. Yes, we barely know each other. I know everything that matters. What do you know? I know you'd risk your life to save your grandmother. I know you'd sacrifice your safety for justice. I know you hum when you're nervous and you bite your lip when you're thinking hard. That's not enough to build a relationship on. It's enough to start one. Before she could argue, his phone rang. The sound was sharp in the quiet hallway. Min-sok, Jamin answered. What's wrong? Amara could hear the tension in Min-seok's voice, even through the phone. Sir, we have a problem. Jin-wook made bail. What? How is that possible? High-powered lawyers. Technicality in the arrest warrant. He's out as of 2 hours ago. Jamin's expression hardened. Where is he now? Unknown. He disappeared immediately after release. Double security. Full lockdown. Already in progress. Jamin ended the call and turned to Amara. We need to get you and Evelyn to safety. I thought it was over. So did I. Within minutes, the house was swarming with security personnel. Min-sok coordinated with grim efficiency. Safe house is prepared, he reported. Clean location, full security team. Good. How long to get them there? 20 minutes. Amara felt that familiar fear returning. What about you? I'll follow once you're secure. No. We go together or not at all? Amara, this isn't negotiable. Yes, it is. We're partners, remember? That means we make decisions together. Jamin looked like he wanted to argue. Then his expression shifted. You're right, partners. They gathered Evelyn and prepared to leave. As they walked toward the armored vehicles, Amara felt exposed, despite the security around them. The drive to the safe house was tense but uneventful. The location was a modest apartment building in a quiet neighborhood, clean, anonymous, defensible. How long do we stay here? Evelyn asked as they settled into the temporary accommodations. Until Jin-wook is back in custody, Jamin said, and if that doesn't happen quickly, then we consider more permanent solutions. That evening, while Evelyn rested, Amara and Jamin sat in the small living room. The apartment was comfortable but felt like a cage after the spacious mansion. I'm sorry, Jamin said quietly. For what? For bringing this danger into your life. You didn't bring it. It was already there. You helped me face it, and now it's back. Then we'll face it again. We. He reached for her hand. This time, she didn't pull away. When this is over, he said, really over, what do you want? I want to go home. Where is home? With you, if you'll have us. Amara. Her name was a prayer in his voice. Is that crazy? Yes, and perfect. His phone rang again. This time the caller ID showed a number Amara didn't recognize. Jae-min answered cautiously. Hello? Mr. Han, Miss Chen. The voice was Jin-wook's, calm and pleasant. I hope you're comfortable in your temporary accommodations. Amara felt ice in her veins. He knew where they were. What do you want, Jin-wook? The same thing I've always wanted. Justice. You had your chance at justice. You chose revenge instead. I chose efficiency, and now I'm choosing finality. Meaning? Meaning this ends tonight, one way or another. What are you proposing? A meeting, you, me, and the girl. We settle this permanently. No deals. Oh, but there is a deal. You see, I have something you want. What? Evidence that Miss Chen was never the rightful keeper. Evidence that her mother's claim was fraudulent. Amara felt her breath catch. That's impossible, Jae-min said. Is it? DNA evidence can be fabricated. Bloodline records can be altered. Family histories can be rewritten. You're bluffing. Am I? How well do you really know Miss Chen's family history? How certain are you that her mother was Sarah Chen and not someone else entirely? The doubt in Jin-wook's voice was designed to create uncertainty, but Amara could hear something else underneath. Desperation. If you had real evidence, she said, you wouldn't need to threaten us. You'd just use it. Clever girl. You're right, of course. I don't have evidence. I have something better. What? I have your grandmother. Amara felt the world tilt. You're lying. Am I? Let me put her on the phone. A moment of static, then Evelyn's voice, shaky but defiant. Amara, don't listen to him, dear. Don't give him anything. Grandmother, are you hurt? I'm fine, just angry. This fool thinks I'm some helpless old woman. Jin-wook's voice returned. As you can hear, she's unharmed. That will continue as long as you cooperate. How did you find her? Jae-min demanded. I never lost her. Did you really think I would trust your security measures? I've been watching this safe house since before you arrived. What do you want us to do? Simple. Miss Chen comes with me, alone. In exchange, the old woman goes free. And then what? And then I finally get what I came for, which is her death, and the end of the keeper line forever. The brutal honesty was almost refreshing. No deal. Amara said, I'm afraid you don't have a choice. I'm sending coordinates to your phone. You have 30 minutes to arrive. Come alone, or your grandmother dies. Amara. Evelyn's voice came through the phone one more time. Remember what your mother would do. The line went dead. Amara stared at the phone in her hand. Then she looked at Jae-min. I'm going. Absolutely not. I'm not letting him kill Evelyn because of me. And I'm not letting him kill you because of me. This isn't your choice. To make. Yes, it is. We're partners, remember? Amara felt frustrated and scared. Then what do you suggest? We go together. With backup, he said to come alone. He's planning to kill you anyway. Following his rules won't change that. Min-seok appeared in the doorway. Sir, I've been monitoring the call. We can trace the location. Do it. Already in progress. Warehouse district, south of the river. Industrial area, mostly abandoned. Security? Unknown. But we can get a tactical team in position before the deadline. Jae-min turned to Amara. We do this smart. Together. What if he hurts Evelyn when he sees backup? What if he kills both of you when he sees you're alone? The logic was sound, but Amara felt torn. There's another option, Min-seok said quietly. What? We give him what he wants. Partially. Explain. Miss Chen goes to the meeting, but she's wired for audio and video. Full tactical team staged nearby. If things go wrong, we move in. That's still too dangerous. It's the only way to protect both women. Min-seok said, Jin-wook needs to believe he's won until we can get Mrs. Wells clear. Amara felt the weight of the decision. How close can backup get? Close enough to reach you in under 30 seconds, and if something goes wrong in those 30 seconds, then we deal with the consequences. The plan wasn't perfect. But it was the best option they had. I'll do it, Amara said. We'll do it, Jae-min corrected. I'm going with you, he said alone. He'll have to adjust. 20 minutes later, they were driving toward the warehouse district. Amara wore a tiny camera and microphone hidden in her jacket. The tactical team followed at a distance. Remember, Min-seok's voice came through her earpiece. Keep him talking. The longer we have, the better our position becomes. Understood. Jamin drove with controlled tension. His knuckles were white on the steering wheel. If something happens to me, Amara said quietly, take care of Evelyn. Nothing's going to happen to you. Promise me. I promise to keep you safe. That's not the same thing. It's the only promise I can make. They reached the warehouse district. Empty buildings stretched in every direction. Broken windows, rusted metal, shadows that could hide anything. Building 17, Minseok's voice reported. Thermal imaging shows 3 heat signatures. 1 stationary, 2 mobile. That's Evelyn and 2 guards, Amara said. Confirmed. Tactical team is in position. They parked a block away from the target building. As they walked toward it, Amara felt exposed, vulnerable. Stay behind me, Jamin said. We go in together. Amara, together. The warehouse door was open. Inside, industrial lighting cast harsh shadows across empty concrete floors. Jin-wook stood in the center of the space. He looked older than his photographs, more tired, but his eyes were as cold as ever. Evelyn sat in a chair 20 feet away. She was unharmed but angry. Miss Chen, Mr. Han. Jin-wook smiled. I said come alone. Plans change, Amara said. Indeed they do. 2 men with guns stepped out of the shadows. Professional, alert, dangerous. Now what? Jamin asked. Now we finish what we started 20 years ago. Jin-wook pulled out a pistol and pointed it at Evelyn. The protocols contained evidence that could destroy me. Evidence gathered by your mother. Evidence that should have died with her. The evidence is already in the hands of prosecutors. Evidence can be discredited. Witnesses can be eliminated. The past can be rewritten. Not this time. You're very confident for someone in a warehouse with no backup. Who says I don't have backup? Jin-wook's smile faltered slightly. Bluffing won't save you. I'm not bluffing. At that moment, red laser dots appeared on the chests of Jin-wook's men. Drop your weapons, Minseok's voice echoed through the warehouse. You're surrounded. The 2 gunmen hesitated, looking to Jin-wook for orders. Do it, Jin-wook said quietly. This isn't over yet. They placed their weapons on the ground and stepped away. Mrs. Wells, please move away from Jin-wook, Minseok instructed. Evelyn started to stand. Jin-wook grabbed her arm. I don't think so. The old woman stays with me. Let her go, Amara said. Your fight is with me. My fight is with your entire bloodline. Your mother cost me everything. You cost me my freedom. Now I take everything from you. He pressed the gun to Evelyn's head. Everyone back away. Now, Jin-wook. Jamin's voice was calm, reasonable. You're outnumbered. This is over. Not until I finish what I started. What do you want? Amara asked. I want justice. I want revenge. I want the satisfaction of ending the line that destroyed mine. Your line destroyed itself. My mother just documented it. Your mother was a thief and a liar. My mother was brave. Your mother was dead. Just like you're about to be. Jin-wook shifted his aim from Evelyn to Amara. In that moment, everything slowed down. Jamin moved first. He threw himself sideways, knocking Amara to the ground just as the gun fired. The bullet that would have hit her chest caught him in the shoulder instead. Chaos erupted. Tactical officers swarmed into the warehouse. Shouts, movement, controlled violence. When the noise stopped, Jin-wook was on the ground, unconscious. His men were secured. Evelyn was safe. And Jamin was bleeding. How bad? Amara asked, pressing her hands against his shoulder. Not bad. Clean through. You're lying. Only a little. Paramedics arrived and took over. As they loaded Jamin into an ambulance, he grabbed Amara's hand. Evelyn? He asked. She's fine. Angry, but fine. Good. Why did you do that? Do what? Take a bullet for me. Because I love you. The words were simple, direct, true. You could have died. So could you. I couldn't let that happen. Jamin, I meant what I said before, about wanting a future with you. Even after all this? Especially after all this. The ambulance doors closed. Amara watched it drive away, feeling empty and full at the same time. Miss Wells? Min-seok appeared beside her. We need to debrief. How is he really? The shoulder wound is serious but not life-threatening. He'll recover fully. Good. There's something else you should know. Jin Wook is talking. He's confessing to everything in exchange for a plea deal. Everything? Your mother's murder, the conspiracy to destroy the Han family, 2 decades of criminal activity. So it's really over? It's really over. Amara felt a weight lift from her shoulders that she hadn't realized she'd been carrying. Can I see him, Jaemin? The hospital is expecting you. The hospital room was quiet, clean, sterile. Jaemin lay propped up against pillows, his left arm in a sling. He looked pale but alert. How do you feel? Amara asked. Like I've been shot. How do you feel? Like I almost lost someone important. But you didn't. But I could have. She sat in the chair beside his bed. The doctors say you'll recover completely. Good. I have plans that require full mobility. What kind of plans? The kind that involve you, if you're willing. Amara felt her heart speed up. What are you asking? I'm asking if you want to build something new together, something that isn't based on crisis or danger or necessity. What would it be based on? Choice, trust, love. That sounds terrifying. It is terrifying. It's also the only thing that makes sense. Before Amara could respond, Evelyn appeared in the doorway. About time I found you two, she said. This hospital is a maze. Grandmother, you should be resting. I'll rest when I'm dead. Right now, I want to thank the young man who saved my granddaughter's life. She walked to Jaemin's bedside and took his uninjured hand. Thank you, she said simply. You don't need to thank me. Yes, I do. You protected my family. That makes you family. Something shifted in Jaemin's expression. Surprise, gratitude, warmth. I'm honored, he said quietly. You should be. We're very picky about who we adopt. Evelyn turned to Amara. Now, when are you two going to stop dancing around each other and admit what's obvious to everyone else? Grandmother. What? I'm old. I don't have time for subtlety. Amara looked at Jaemin. He was smiling despite the pain. She has a point, he said. About what? About being obvious. About not having time for subtlety. What are you saying? I'm saying I love you. I'm saying I want to spend whatever time we have together. I'm saying yes to whatever question you're afraid to ask. Amara felt tears threatening. I haven't asked any questions. Then ask one. What if I break your heart? What if you don't? What if we're making a mistake? What if we're not? What if... Amara, her name stopped the spiral of questions. Do you love me? The question hung in the air between them. Yes, she whispered. Then everything else is just details. Evelyn clapped her hands together. Finally, I was beginning to think I'd have to lock you two in a room together. You might still have to, Amara said. We're both pretty stubborn. I'm counting on it, Jaemin said. Stubborn people build things that last. 2 days later, they were back at the mansion. The house felt different somehow, lighter. The shadows weren't as deep, the hallways weren't as threatening. Home, Evelyn said, settling into her favorite chair in the sitting room. Is it? Amara asked. Home? Of course it is. Home is where your family is. And we're family now? We've been family since the moment you decided to trust each other. Jaemin emerged from his study, moving carefully with his injured arm. The prosecutor's called, he said. Jin Wook's confession is complete. He'll be going to prison for the rest of his life. And his organization? Being dismantled as we speak. The evidence from the protocols is providing leads to criminal networks across 3 countries. So my mother's work is finally finished. Your mother's work is being completed by her. Daughter, I think she'd be proud. That evening, they sat together on the terrace. Souls stretched out below them, lights beginning to twinkle in the gathering dusk. I've been thinking, Jaemin said. About what? About what we do with this house. It's too big for just us. What did you have in mind? A foundation, something that helps families like yours. People who need protection, resources, a safe place to start over. Amara felt a warmth spread through her chest. That's perfect. Your grandmother suggested it. She said the house needs children's laughter to be complete. And what do you think? I think she's right. About a lot of things. Like what? Like family being a choice. Like home being where love lives. Like some risks being worth taking. Amara leaned against his good shoulder. I love you. I love you too. What happens now? Now we build something beautiful together. Even with my complicated past? Especially with your complicated past. It made you who you are. And who am I? You're the woman who saved my life in every way that matters. You're the keeper of my heart. Is that a permanent position? If you want it to be. Amara thought about her mother's courage, about the choice to fight for justice even when it cost everything, about the difference between safety and happiness. I want it to be, she said. Then it's yours, forever. As the sun set over Seoul, casting the mansion in golden light, Amara felt something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. 6 months later, Amara stood in the mansion's main hallway, watching contractors install the final touches on what would become the foundation's intake center. The space buzzed with purposeful activity. The security system is live, Min Seok reported, approaching with a tablet. Background checks complete on all new staff. We're ready for the first families. How many applications? Amara asked. 47, all verified cases of domestic violence, financial abuse, or family threats. She felt a familiar tightness in her chest. So many people needed help. We'll start with 5 families. Make sure we can provide proper support before expanding. Agreed. Jae-min appeared from the old wing, his arm finally free of the sling. The safe rooms are finished. Discreet, comfortable, completely secure. Good. What about the children's area? Playground equipment arrives tomorrow. Evelyn insisted on a reading corner with rocking chairs. Of course she did. They walked together through the transformed space. What had once been cold, formal rooms now felt warm, welcoming. Children's artwork covered bulletin boards, comfortable furniture filled conversation areas. Everything designed to feel safe, not institutional. Second thoughts? Jae-min asked quietly. No. You? Never. Even though we're turning your family home into something completely different, we're turning it into what it was always meant to be, a place that protects people. Amara felt that familiar flutter when he looked at her that way. 6 months hadn't dimmed the intensity between them. If anything, it had grown stronger. The first family arrives Thursday, she said. Nervous? Terrified. What if we can't help them? What if we can? You always do that. What? Answer my fears with hope. Someone has to. You answer my doubts with determination, Evelyn's voice carried from the kitchen. Amara, dear, come taste this soup. I think I added too much salt. They found her stirring a pot that could feed 20 people. Her oxygen tank sat nearby, but she moved with steady energy. Grandmother, you don't have to cook for everyone. I want to. Makes me feel useful. You are useful. You're the heart of this whole operation. Nonsense. I just make soup and tell stories. You make people feel safe. That's everything. Jae-min tasted the soup. Perfect. Not too much salt at all. You're just being kind. I'm being honest. You're an excellent cook, Evelyn beamed. At 74, she'd found new purpose in caring for the families who would stay with them. The nursery is ready too, she said. Painted sunshine yellow, just like you wanted. Amara felt her breath catch. You finished it? This morning. Would you like to see? They walked to what had once been storage space on the second floor. Now it was a bright, cheerful room with cribs, changing stations, and toy boxes. It's beautiful, Amara whispered. Every child deserves a safe place to sleep, Evelyn said. Even if it's just temporary. Hopefully it won't be temporary for long. The goal is to help families rebuild their lives. Some will rebuild quickly. Others will need more time, and we'll give them whatever time they need. That evening, after the contractors left, Amara and Jae-min sat in their private sitting room. It was smaller than the main areas, but it felt like theirs. I got a call from the prosecutors today, Jae-min said. Jin Wook was sentenced. Life without parole. Good. There's something else. They recovered additional evidence from his organization. Financial records going back 30 years. What kind of records? Payments to officials, bribes, extortion schemes. Your mother documented everything, but she hid backup files we never found. Where? Safety deposit boxes in 3 different countries. The keys were sewn into her jacket lining when she died. Amara felt a chill. Her jacket? The one she was wearing during the accident. The police stored it as evidence, never realizing what the keys opened. What was in the boxes? Everything. Complete records of Jin Wook's criminal empire. Enough evidence to prosecute 100 cases. Why are you telling me this now? Because the prosecutor wants to name the investigation after your mother. The Sarah Chen Task Force for Financial Crimes. Amara felt tears threaten. She'd like that. She'd be proud of what you've built here too. We built. This isn't just mine. No, it's ours. The word settled between them with quiet certainty. Jaemin, yes. Are you happy? Happier than I ever thought possible. You, yes. But sometimes I feel guilty about it. Why? Because my mother died for this. Because other people suffered while we found each other. Your mother died fighting for justice. She'd want her daughter to be happy. How can you be sure? Because any parent wants their child to have the life they couldn't provide. What kind of life did she want for me? Safe, loved, free to choose her own path. And what kind of life do you want? With you. That's all. That's not very specific. It's the only thing that matters. Amara curled up against his side. I love you. I love you too. What happens when the foundation is full of families and there's no privacy, and children are crying at all hours? We remember why we're doing this, and if we fight, we'll make up, and if we disagree about important decisions, we'll figure it out together. You make it sound simple. It is simple. Not easy, but simple. What's the difference? Simple means the choice is clear. Easy means the path is smooth. And our path won't be smooth. Our path will have challenges, but we'll face them together. Promise? I promise. Thursday morning brought the first family. Maria Santos, 32, with 2 children, Sofia, 8, and Carlos, 5. They'd escaped an abusive husband with nothing but the clothes they wore. Amara met them at the front door. Maria's eyes were watchful, protective. The children clung to her sides. Welcome, Amara said gently. I'm Amara Wells. This is Han Jae-min. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for helping us, Maria said. Her English was careful, accented. I wasn't sure where else to go. You're safe now. Let me show you to your rooms. They prepared a suite on the ground floor. 2 bedrooms, a small sitting area, private bathroom, comfortable but not overwhelming. Mama, look, Sophia whispered, pointing to the window. There's a garden. Would you like to see it? Amara asked. They walked outside together. The garden was Evelyn's project: vegetables, herbs, flowers arranged in cheerful abundance. Can we pick some? Carlos asked. Of course. Grandmother Evelyn would love to show you which ones are ready. As if summoned, Evelyn appeared with a basket and garden gloves. New helpers? She asked with a smile. Within minutes, both children were digging in the dirt, their wariness forgotten in the joy of discovery. They're beautiful, Jaemin said quietly to Maria. They're scared, but they'll heal here. How can you be sure? Because this place feels like hope. The weeks that followed established new rhythms. More families arrived. The house filled with voices, laughter, occasional tears. Children played in hallways that had once echoed with silence. Amara found herself constantly busy coordinating services, managing staff, helping families navigate legal and financial challenges. But she'd never felt more fulfilled. You're glowing, Evelyn observed one evening as they prepared dinner together. I'm exhausted. You're happy. There's a difference. Is it that obvious? To someone who loves you, very obvious. What about Jaemin? Is he happy too? Look for yourself. Through the kitchen window, Amara could see Jaemin in the garden with Carlos and 3 other children. They were building a fort out of cardboard boxes. Higher, one of the kids shouted. Make it higher. Jaemin dutifully added another box to their structure. When it wobbled, he steadied it with exaggerated effort that made all the children giggle. He's a natural, Evelyn said. With children, with family. He knows how to make people feel safe and loved. Is that what he did for us? What do you think? That night, after all the families were settled, Amara and Jaemin walked through the quiet house. In 6 weeks, it had transformed completely. Any regrets? Amara asked. Only one. What? That? We didn't start this sooner. We couldn't have. We weren't ready. When did we become ready? When we learned to trust each other completely. They paused outside the old wing. The hidden room was now part of the Foundation's historical archive, a reminder of the courage it took to fight for justice. Your mother would approve, Jaemin said. How do you know? Because she spent her life protecting the innocent. That's what we're doing too. On a much smaller scale. Scale doesn't matter. Impact does. What kind of impact are we having? Maria got her restraining order approved. The Kim family found permanent housing. Sophia is reading at grade level again. And Carlos built the world's tallest cardboard fort. With your help. Important architectural consulting. They climbed the stairs. Together. Their bedroom was at the end of the hall, private but not isolated from the life flowing through the house. Amara? Yes? I want to ask you something. Something in his voice made her pause. What? He stopped walking and turned to face her. His expression was serious, vulnerable. Marry me. The words hung in the air between them. What? Marry me. Build this life with me officially. Be my partner in everything, Jaemin. I know it's fast. I know we've been through hell together. But that's exactly why I know. Know what? That you're my home. That I want to spend whatever time we have left making you happy. Amara felt her heart racing. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. What about the foundation? What about all these families depending on us? They'll still depend on us, as a married couple running a foundation together. That changes things. How? I don't know. It just does. Are you scared? Terrified? Of marriage? Or of me? Of being that happy? Of having that much to lose? Amara, look at me. She met his eyes. They were warm, certain, full of love. We've already survived the worst that life can throw at us. We've faced death threats, family secrets, armed criminals, and government prosecutors. A wedding ceremony isn't going to break us. What if it does? What if it makes us stronger? You always do that. Answer your fears with hope. I know. It's who I am. And I love who you are. Does that mean yes? Amara thought about her mother's courage, about choosing love over safety, about building something beautiful even when the future was uncertain. Yes, 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 I'll marry you. Jaemin's smile transformed his entire face. He picked her up and spun her around right there in the hallway. Quietly, Amara whispered, laughing. You'll wake the children. Let them wake up. This is worth celebrating. When? When do you want to get married? Soon. Before I lose my nerve. How soon? Next month? Done. They kissed in the hallway, surrounded by the sounds of their extended family sleeping safely under their roof. I love you, Amara whispered against his lips. I love you too, forever. The wedding was small, simple, perfect. They held it in the mansion's garden on a crisp autumn morning. Evelyn officiated. She'd gotten ordained online specifically for the occasion. All the foundation families attended. Maria's children scattered flower petals. The Kim's youngest daughter served as ring-bearer. Min-sok stood as Jaemin's best man. Amara wore a simple white dress and her mother's pendant. Jaemin wore a dark suit and a smile that hadn't left his face all morning. Do you, Han Jaemin, take Amara to be your wife? Evelyn asked. To protect and cherish, in safety and in danger, in joy and in sorrow? I do. Do you, Amara Wells, take Jaemin to be your husband? To trust and support, in calm and in crisis, in laughter and in tears? I do. Then by the power vested in me by the internet, I pronounce you husband and wife. They kissed while their chosen family cheered. Later, at the reception in the main hall, Amara danced with her new husband, while children ran between the tables and families shared stories in multiple languages. No regrets? Jaemin asked as they swayed together. Only that we waited so long. We waited exactly as long as we needed to. How do you figure? Because this is perfect timing. Any sooner, and we wouldn't have been ready for this life. What life is that? The one where we're surrounded by people we love, doing work that matters, building something that will outlast us. Think it will? Outlast us? I know it will, because we're not just building a foundation, we're building a legacy. Of what? Of love winning over fear, of families choosing courage, of home being wherever people care for each other. Amara looked around the room, children playing with their parents, adults laughing together, her grandmother telling stories to anyone who would listen, Min-seok quietly ensuring everyone felt welcome. I never imagined this, she said. What? Being this happy? Having this much family? Family you choose is just as real as family you're born into. Sometimes more real, always more precious. The music shifted to something slow and sweet. They danced closer, lost in each other despite the celebration around them. What happens now? Amara asked. Now we live, we love, we take care of each other and everyone who comes to us for help. And if it gets hard, it will get hard. That's when we hold on tighter. Promise? I promise. Do you promise? I promise. As the evening deepened, families began putting children to bed. The celebration wound down to quiet conversations and satisfied exhaustion. Amara and Jaemin walked through the house together, turning off lights, checking security, making sure everyone was settled for the night. Ready for bed, Mrs. Han? Jaemin asked. I like the sound of that. Mrs. Han? Yes, it sounds like belonging. You've always belonged here. Have I? From the moment you walked through that door, I just took a while to understand it. They climbed the stairs to their bedroom. Through the windows, Seoul sparkled in the distance, but Amara's attention was focused inside, on the man beside her, on the life they'd built together, on the future stretching ahead of them. Jaemin? Yes, thank you. For what? For seeing me, for choosing me, for building this beautiful life with me. Thank you for staying, for trusting me, for making me better than I thought I could be. Are we really going to make this work? We already are making it work. The foundation will get more complicated. More families, more needs, more challenges. We'll handle them together. And our marriage? What if work takes over everything? Then we'll remember this moment, this feeling, this choice to put love first. Amara leaned against him, feeling safe and cherished and complete. I love our life, she said. So do I. All of it. The chaos and the quiet moments and everything in between. Even the parts that scare you. Especially the parts that scare me, because they're the parts where we grow. Outside, the city hummed with 8 million people pursuing their own dreams. Inside the mansion, 30 people slept safely under one roof, protected by love and determination, and the simple belief that everyone deserves a home. Amara closed her eyes and listened to the sounds of her family. Children breathing softly in their beds, adults murmuring quiet conversations, Evelyn humming an old lullaby to help someone fall asleep. This was home. This was happiness. This was the life her mother had died, protecting not just survival, but the chance to build something beautiful from the ashes of loss. Ready? Jaemin asked softly. For what? For tomorrow, for whatever comes next. With you? I'm ready for anything. He turned off the light, and they settled into sleep, surrounded by the gentle sounds of their chosen family. In the darkness, Amara felt her mother's presence like a blessing, the courage to fight, the wisdom to forgive, the strength to love completely, despite the risks. She whispered a silent thank you into the night, for protection received, for love found, for the chance to pass both on to others. Then she closed her eyes and dreamed of the future, children growing up safe, families healing, love multiplying, until it filled every corner of the house her heart had finally learned to call home. 1 year later, Amara stood in the garden watching Sophia teach the newest children how to plant seeds. The 8-year-old had appointed herself official garden guide, a role she took very seriously. You have to be gentle, Sophia explained to a shy 5-year-old. Plants are like people. They grow better when you're kind to them. Very wise, Evelyn said, settling into her garden chair with her oxygen tank humming quietly beside her. Who taught you that? You did, Grandmother Evelyn. And Amara, and Mr. Jaemin. We all learned it from each other, Evelyn said with satisfaction. The foundation now housed 12 families and had a waiting list of 40 more. They'd opened a second location across the city and were training other organizations to replicate their model. The Seoul Times wants to do a feature story, Jaemin said, joining them in the garden, about the foundation's success rate. What kind of success rate? Amara asked. 93% of families who complete our program achieve permanent housing and financial independence within 6 months. That's incredible. You're incredible. This whole place is incredible. We're incredible, Amara corrected. All of us together. Min Sok appeared with a tablet and his usual efficiency. The mayor's office called. They want to discuss funding for expansion. How much expansion? 10 new locations over the next 5 years. Full government support. Amara felt overwhelmed and excited at the same time. That would help thousands of families. Can we handle that kind of growth? Jamin asked. We'll handle whatever we need to handle, Evelyn said firmly. That's what families do. That evening, after all the children were in bed and the house had settled into quiet rhythms, Amara and Jamin sat on their terrace looking out over the city. Sometimes I can't believe this is real, Amara said. What part? All of it. Us. The foundation. Having this much happiness. You deserve it. We all deserve it. Every person who walks through our doors deserves safety and love and the chance to rebuild. And they're getting it. Because of what you started. What we started. I couldn't have done any of this alone. Jamin took her hand. You wouldn't have had to. That's what partnership means. Is it everything you thought it would be? Marriage? Running a foundation together? It's more. It's messier and more complicated and more beautiful than I imagined. Even when we disagree about policies? Especially then, because we figure out solutions together. Even when I worry too much about families that leave. Even then, because you care so deeply about everyone's well-being. Even when you work too late trying to find funding for expansion. Even then, because you believe in my ability to make impossible things happen. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the city lights twinkle below them. Amara, yes? Thank you. For what? For staying. For choosing this life with me. For showing me what home really means. What does it mean? It means waking, up every day with purpose. It means being surrounded by people you'd do anything to protect. It means knowing that love multiplies when you share it instead of hoarding it. And what does love mean? Love means Sophia teaching new children how to plant seeds. Love means Evelyn humming lullabies to help frightened mothers sleep. Love means Min-Sok quietly ensuring everyone feels safe. And between us, what does love mean between us? Between us, love means choosing each other every day. It means building something together that's bigger than either of us alone. It means being grateful for the past that brought us together and excited about the future we're creating. Amara leaned against his shoulder, feeling completely content. I love you, Han Jamin. I love you, Han Amara. Mrs. Han still sounds good. It sounds perfect. What should we do tomorrow? Whatever needs doing. Help families, love each other, make the world a little safer for people who need protection. That sounds like a good life. It sounds like the only life worth living. Above them, stars appeared in the clear night sky. Around them, the mansion buzzed quietly with the gentle sounds of families sleeping safely. Below them, the city hummed with 8 million dreams. And in the space between heartbeats, Amara felt the profound peace of a life lived with purpose, surrounded by love, anchored in the simple truth that home isn't a place, it's the people who choose to build something beautiful together. She closed her eyes and smiled. They were finally home.